Hello. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining. I am going to give some minutes in the meantime while I see the attendees joining. So we're going to wait for a couple of seconds more. I know some of you are already in the waiting room, so I don't want you to wait a lot longer, but I'm going to give some time just so, yeah, I see people are already joining, so that's great. Okay, so let's kick it off. Good morning, all of you, and thank you for joining for another live webinar on HP SitePrint. Okay, for those who don't know me, my name is Carmen, and I work as EMEA Marketing Manager for HP SitePrint. And during this webinar sessions, we like to bring compelling success stories and case studies on where HP SitePrint is adding value and bringing benefits, right? So that's the purpose of this session. We like to keep it short. So it's going to be 30 minutes, and at the end we will have some time for Q&A. So please feel free to use the Q&A button in the Zoom, so you can submit any questions that you might have throughout the session. Okay, so today we have invited Plowman Craven. So Jonathan is actually going to join in a bit. But before we go directly to the case study with Plowman Craven and also IMS will be joining, there has been some updates on the world of HP SitePrint that were actually just released this week. So I didn't want to miss the chance to give you the news. Okay, it's on the Value Pack 3.0, and it's bringing more autonomy and more productivity to job sites. And for that, I wanted to James to explain us a bit more on what is this update that we're bringing. So you can already see him joining on screen. Hi, James. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Carmen. Very good, thank you. Really
Thank
happy to
you.
be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So, what are the news on the world of HP SitePrint, James? Maybe you can give us a bit of a hint on what are the benefits and the new functionalities and features that HP SitePrint is bringing.
Yeah, no, absolutely can. I mean, firstly, it's really exciting for us. Certainly marks a big milestone or another milestone in our launch and development into the market. So yeah, really happy to share this. So it's very much hot off the press. So this week marks certainly HP's relentless commitment to enhancing efficiency in the construction industry, and with that was Value Pack 3 or 3.0. So this is, as I said, the second major value pack launched since we shipped our first robots in the summer of last year. And for us, it's a considerable leap forward for autonomous layout, certainly across the world. Okay, so Value Pack 3.0, what is it? It will bring users 30% more productivity on their projects. So we do this in a few different ways, but firstly, we have a considerably faster navigation system, and we're able to reduce the amount of stop time when printing elements on site as well. So these two things combined increase the productivity there. We've also integrated a new time of flight camera to the front of the system, and this will process obstacle data in real time. So you mentioned autonomy. This forms our HP smart navigation system. It will enable the SitePrint robot to adjust its trajectory on the fly and completely autonomously when on site, meaning unexpected obstacles on site are no match for the HP SitePrint robot. But it doesn't stop there. We've also further enhanced productivity by including a shadowing functionality within the new firmware. So a feature that prevents the robot from entering areas that, within total station line of sight. Any obstacles such as columns will be shadowed, and the robot itself will not navigate into these shadowed areas. Once again, enhancing autonomy by ensuring the robot maintains uninterrupted throughout every print job and operation that the operator sends to it to print. I think all that in mind, and obviously this slide explains some of the key pillars to Value Pack 3.0, we can firmly say that more productivity, more autonomy only increases the existing values that SitePrint can bring to our current customers, new customers, and obviously projects across the world as well. And just one final thing from my side, the best part is, due to the systems and SitePrint's future-ready platform, all existing customers that already own and operate a SitePrint can upgrade their systems onto this new Value Pack 3.0 without the need for having to go out and buy new hardware or anything like that. So yeah, extremely exciting times from our side, and we can't wait to get out there and show the market what this looks like on a construction site near you.
Amazing. I love it, James. I love that we're bringing the latest features to this webinar to let our audience know online. Thank you for sharing that. And I mean, robotics are meant to make our tasks more productive, right, while performing their jobs in a more autonomous way. So in HP, we of course are constantly looking for that. So thanks for sharing. And as we're speaking about making projects, right, more efficient and more productive, I want to introduce Jonathan Fletcher to the session at the moment from Plowman Craven. It will be himself who will be presenting the success story that we have with Plowman Craven. So welcome, Jonathan. Thank you for being here, and thank you for preparing the session as well for our audience today. How are you this morning?
Yeah, great. Thank you, Carmen, and thank you, James, and the wider HP team for inviting me here to be a guest speaker. My name is Jonathan Fletcher. I've spent 30 years either studying or working in surveying. I'm a chartered surveyor, which is the equivalent of being a licensed surveyor in other countries, and I currently work for Plowman Craven. We're the largest surveying, one of the largest surveying specialist measurement companies in the UK. We have offices in Harpenden and London and Birmingham, and we also have offices in North America, India, and more recently Australia. We're an innovative and trusted name. We've been in business for 60 years this year, and we offer the kind of measurement services that you'll see in the next slide, if you don't mind, Carmen. Thank you. So we offer these kind of services to diverse markets. To do that, we have a lot of survey equipment in our survey shed, and with over 200 employees, we can handle projects or portfolios of really any size. I wear two hats within Plowman Craven. I'm the senior technical specialist, looking at new technologies, but also I lead our floor flatness, manufacture, logistics, and construction projects with HP SitePrint. HP have created this innovative, robust, and fit-for-purpose product, which is making those applications more efficient and accurate. We were obviously early adopters of the technology, and we've been using it in more and more imaginative ways.
Yeah, thank you for that introduction, Jonathan. And I love that you say imaginative ways. I know the audience might be thinking, what are those imaginative ways of how you're using it? So maybe we can deep dive a bit more into that.
Yeah, great. The technology is allowing us to do what we couldn't do easily before. One of our customers, IMAS, will talk about their project shortly. But it's great to see companies like that with the vision and looking to innovative approaches. Their layout, which is on screen now, was borderline impossible to do without the robot. Certainly not within a week. It would have been a disproportionate effort. Thank you for sharing those images. This was the project. There were 78 tank positions to mark out. They're the circular entities there. There was over 200 text entities, 1,600 bolt positions, and hundreds of columns. Other areas that we're doing work, or we're starting to receive inquiries, obviously construction, but we're working in manufacture, things like offsite modular construction, assembly lines, automotive, mechanical, electrical penetrations, fully coordinated floor slabs. This is where you have four flats or condos within the same floor plate. Similar work in hospitals and care homes, inquiries from shipbuilders and clean rooms. And it's all clients that we haven't traditionally supplied work to previously that are approaching us. And they're approaching us at the whole timeline of a project from start through to end. I'll say it again, it's the tech's allowing us to do what we couldn't do traditionally.
That's amazing. That's great to hear. And why did you decide to work with HP?
HP itself, they have a global solution. Plowman Craven's head office is in the UK, and if we want to ship equipment to Europe or to our office in Ahmedabad, Sydney, or New York, then it's very, very costly, and it's a very, very difficult process as well. So using HP, we have access to the network of distribution partners there. We're not only a survey layout company working with HP, we have a strong relationship with them. Our directors and North American VP were out in Barcelona just last month, and they were giving feedback based on our experience and our insights into the robot's performance in the field. I'll be in Europe next week, working alongside the HP technical team, just providing support to that. And we're also part of a technical forum of industry leaders here in the UK.
Amazing. Thank you, Jonathan, for sharing all that information. And I love that you're growing global, right? Taking advantage of our channel partners across the globe, and also that the technology is enabling you to get more projects, right? And to increase your business. And this is great to hear. With SitePrint, we've seen that there are benefits for many personas within the construction industry or in a construction project, right? Not for only a specific kind of profile. So maybe I know there's some stuff that you want to share on how do you see the benefits in the different profiles within the construction project. Maybe we can go into that.
Yeah, that's a great question. I've got some more slides to share about some of the more interesting projects that we're working on. The left-hand slide here is quite telling. There's quite a lot of work for the different trades to do. You have to the southwest, you have a drywall build-up showing the stud wall or the track wall, and then you have subtly different diameters of the finish that need to be applied to that. That then transitions into a joinery item, and then that ultimately goes into a glazing item. So all of the trades are going to be able to join together to do that work. The robot there is just getting ready to set out that final element there. So yes, from a surveyor's point of view, it is allowing us to do what we haven't been able to do traditionally or easily. We have a central image there of two chaps setting out in a traditional way. And what HP SitePrint will do is it'll automate that manual process. It's a skilled and very, very manual job. It's generally done with a robotic total station or 2 or 3 people setting out with tapes and chalk lines. It's highly prone to mistakes and rework. In this environment, the HP SitePrint robot is quick. It's allowed us to reduce our field, our team size. So on the IMAS project, which Elliot will demonstrate in a moment, there was only 1 surveyor on site. That allowed us to reduce our costs, and ultimately it allowed us to compress our own survey schedules to fit in more work. Also, from a surveyor's point of view, we can maintain the accuracy, and we have tested it. We've tested it at great lengths, and we can achieve the 3mm or the 1/8 of an inch accuracy that's in the specification. We can provide a consistent quality. Plowman Craven are measurement and model experts, so everything that we do is from a coordinated model. So we generally just have one person extracting all of that data, preparing the input file for the robot and giving us that consistency. It saves 2 or 3 of us with paper plots, all trying to do extracts and mark out in different ways. We find it, as surveyors, extremely efficient. There's a lot of materials on that right-hand image, and so what we're able to do is just move away from where construction activities are happening. The user interface also gives us feedback of what we have set out, what we still need to print on the floor. It's simple and autonomous. The eagle-eyed of you will have seen there's a secondary robot in the right-hand image there. So we're able to, you have a pointer, very good. We're able to work in that way, freeing up the surveyors to do other tasks. There's an awful lot less bending, squatting, and working on our knees, which is extremely welcome. And it's attracting people to work within Plowman Craven in our team, and also externally because we're attracting people who want to work with another example of Plowman Craven using cutting edge technology. So they're really the benefits to the surveyor. There's also the benefits to our clients using a service provider. We can offer HP SitePrint solution at scale. We're specialists and we have layer upon layer of quality assurance throughout our processes. We often need to take the design intent and overlay it on top of the reality or the as-built survey. And that can be quite difficult. You need to know what you're doing as a surveyor. And on larger sites, we'll certainly use laser scanning to do that process. There's an importance of having rigor within the survey control that is on site, both installing it and maintaining it, which in the context of a construction site can be quite difficult. So a service provider will remove all of those barriers and we'll be able to fix the costs. And someone like Plowman Craven has good links back to Hewlett-Packard. There's just one more slide, if you don't mind. It's just another challenging area where the robot performed extremely well, setting out where all of these communication pop-up points for the comms are. The advantages to our clients, and Elliot's going to allude to that in a moment, but we can print more complex projects. We can use different inks of different colors and different durabilities. We can print the actual door opening, which the central image is doing there. It's putting the door swing so we can look at potential clashes. It's printing the door numbers, text entities, room uses, big curves, and really big circles, which is what you'll see in a moment. And it will ultimately accelerate our clients' programs. Super.
Yeah, great. Well, I think now is the perfect time to bring one of your customers, Jonathan, to the session and hear it from themselves. Okay, so we have also as a guest speaker Elliot Norton. He's project manager in IMS. Thank you a lot, Elliot, for being here. And you are customers of Plowman Craven, right? And you've had the robot also on your job sites. And we also want to hear from you. How was the experience? What are the key benefits or the key advantages that you saw while having the robot in your job site? So, hi, welcome. Good morning,
Yeah,
Elliot, and
morning.
maybe you can introduce yourself and also the company and give us a brief understanding of how do you see this technology.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm Elliot Norton. I'm a project manager for a company called IM Automation Systems. We provide turnkey solutions to both the automotive and the construction industry. As a business, we're always looking for continual improvement and working with the latest tech, and that's where we found the HP SitePrint and Plowman Craven. So as you saw on the slide earlier, and I think there's also a slide coming up to show our BIM model. That's the project. We have 78 tanks, 1,800 bolt positions, and 278 floor interfaces. It's not an easy task. And my schedule for marking out was originally 3 weeks, but it was a tight timescale project. So reaching out to HP SitePrint and Plowman Craven allowed us to condense our schedule down to 1 week for the marking out, and it was a reliable and accurate survey and printing job done by that. So in terms of the project, what that allowed us to do was, start our schedule 2 weeks in advance. We were able to do a lot of pre-work without the need for a specialist team. I was able to de-skill the job. It's a great time saver, and it's reliable. It was really accurate. And when we're positioning the tanks, that's the biggest thing, because they're so big, you have to get it accurate. And the job's printed on the floor. There is no room for mistakes. But it's on the floor. It's so easy for us. Really clever with the HP SitePrint was that it could print the contents of the tank on the floor and also the position of the access doors. So when we're doing on-site planning and installation procedures, it's there. You just look down, it tells you what it is, and it's really beneficial from my perspective as an installer and also the end user, because they can see the job as it's being built. It's great.
Thank you, John, Elliot. Sorry for sharing that. And I think there's one more slide coming up now.
Yeah,
This is how the project is at the moment. Elliot, I think, is still work in progress, right?
yeah. We've got about another 3 months, I think, in the schedule, but I just wanted
Mhm.
to show the progress and what it looks like, from being printed on the floor to being built in reality. So it's great, and it's definitely something that I'm going to be using on my future project.
Amazing. Thank you, Elliot, for sharing your insights and your experience. It's better to hear it from our real users than from us as HP, right? But I want to leave some time, okay, for Q&A, and we have around 10 minutes for now. If anybody from the audience has some questions for Elliot, Jonathan, James, or myself, okay, I'll ask our speakers to open up their cameras and their mics. So in case there's questions from our audience, we can address those, okay? Okay, I see one that's an anonymous question coming from the audience, and I think this one is for Jonathan, but also Elliot, if you want to add anything on top of that, feel free. But they're asking us, how was the experience of getting this new tech into the job sites or learning how to use this new technology, right? Sometimes we know that this can be a hiccup, but how has it been the experience in general?
Uh, Fantastic. We reached out to our distribution partner initially, and they provided us with a demo and then some training. They also
Hmm.
supported us on our first live project to make sure that everything went really, really well. We then used it on a couple of projects, and then we had a very, very deep dive with the UK HP team into all aspects of the solution, from the portal right through to the amperage of the batteries and how we would transfer those on flights. We were incredibly well supported
Hmm.
by HP, by that distribution partner, and we continue to be.
Amazing. That's great to hear, Jonathan. Thank you for the answer. There's another one in the chat coming up now. Um, and this might be for Elliot. How did you need to prepare the slab or the job site for SitePrint? How was this process?
Um, for me, it was really easy. I mean, on-site preparation was minimal. We just made the area, work for Plowman Craven, for Jonathan.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, if there was any debris on the floor, it wasn't a problem. The robot handled itself. But in terms of getting the job to be printed, it was, I mean, the project's already in a BIM model, right? So I just send that over to Plowman Craven, and they work their magic, and they produce this floor layout for me, upload it to the robot, and there it is, simple as press and go, and then it's printed on the floor. I mean, I'm sure Jonathan will tell me it's a lot more complicated than that, but for me, it was effortless.
Well, your
Yeah.
your site engineers have done a great job with the control. We obviously went in and checked that the first thing we do, and it was absolutely spot on. And yeah, really, really, the fact that you're working with a coordinated model and that refers to the site control made the usually the hard part of our job very, very easy. So thanks for that.
Amazing. James, I think you also have some couple of questions that you've received directly. Maybe
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
There's one about the installation side of things. So, because certainly from my side, if I give
Mhm.
an overview of what we hear in the market is not
Yeah.
just the speed of we always talk about layout and productivity of layout and using the robot in that way, but it's the speed of installation. There is a question here about how did it speed up the installation teams there as well? Um, what was the plan there? What was some of the feedback that you received from the actual pure installation side of things?
Um, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I was able to de-skill the job, so I didn't have to have as many people on the job. I mean, we're doing all of that with a team of 5, okay, which is difficult in conventional standards when you're measuring up, you're marking, you're chalk lining what you need to do. But since the job's printed on the floor, we're able to sort of progress the project by pre-drilling the area, pre-shimming, pre-leveling, getting
Mhm.
the materials there. The tanks have got on the floor, we printed the tank numbers, the access positions, and the content. So planning the job was a lot easier because you can walk the job site without having to look at paper pans on site that are big, that get in the way. You just look down, it's there on the floor. And that's the biggest takeaway for me, was just the preparation side of it, and sort of the pre-planning prior to the installation. It's all there. It's sorted within 1 week. It's really great.
Oh, great, good. And well, dare I ask, this is a question from me really, but you're the project manager on the site, so budget and commercials play a big part of the success of the project. Do you feel that the SitePrint supported that? Were your margins better for it, and do you think that you will implement it on future projects moving forward for that reason?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was a really cost-effective solution for me, using HP SitePrint and Plowman Craven. We're already sort of a couple of weeks ahead of schedule because of the time saved in the survey and the marking out. So, budget-wise, we've benefited from it, and certainly it is something that I'm going to be using on my future projects, just because it was so easy and accurate, and it's just great. I'm just getting excited about it. It's just great.
No, I think, Jonathan, you'll probably agree with this as well. Elliot's a great example of somebody looking for a solution, or having an idea in mind of a solution, and coming across SitePrint following a Google search or an internet search, and then obviously being able to receive it through one of our key routes to market through Plowman Craven as a service provider there too.
Yeah, you said that perfectly.
Okay, there's one question on the chat from Magda. Thank you for your question. What was the greatest positive surprise about the new tech? So I think maybe here, Jonathan, you can take this one.
Greatest surprise was probably how well it worked. I was expecting there's quite a lot of communication coming into it. You upload the drawing to a portal. The units then have a SIM card within them. So that's taking data directly from the internet, and so there's an awful lot of comms going into one unit. You're also pairing it with a total station, and I thought that would be difficult. I thought that there would be challenges, problems with communication, and I was really pleasantly surprised how well and how simple it all fits together. It is just slide buttons, find the total station, connect, download the latest revision of the drawing. It just incredibly simple, and it just works.
Amazing. Thank you, Jonathan. There's no other questions on the chat, okay? But I wanted to say thank you, right, for being here. I think we were very excited to bring this case for all of you, because it shows really how one technology is benefiting different personas across the construction industry, right? We're working very close to Plowman Craven as layout service providers with the HP SitePrint, and they're able to get more business, more projects, print more complex layouts thanks to this technology, right? And then bringing IMAS. Thank you, Elliot, for being here, because it shows the benefits that you see on the slab, right? At the real construction project, they could accelerate their schedule, be more precise, and have this consistency in the accuracy of the stakeout or of the layout that they're printing, right? So I think, and I think James, also you agree, this was a great story to bring to our audience today. All right, so I have only one more question actually that's popping just right now. And this one seems to be for you, James, because they're asking me on how can they get this technology at their job sites? How does it work to bring SitePrint to their projects?
No, good. Well, good question. Probably a key question actually from our perspective. But of course, Jonathan mentioned before our distributors or channel partners certainly within the UK. So we have an array of channel partners that both can supply kit directly to the end user, or the end user can choose to rent it. Or of course, you've then got companies like Plowman Craven that can remove those initial roadblocks in terms of the CAD files, the Revit models, and kind of the surveying work, and provide that robot as a service to you in the way that they have done for Elliot and his team at IMAS. So once that's considered as well, we have an innovative pay-as-you-go model on top. This covers all of your your consumables, your support, the on-site maintenance, all that kind of thing. And we've done previous webinars on that too, but we'd be more than happy to run through this with you. Feel free to reach out. I know, Carmen, you'll share the details after this, and they'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you about your project and the product.
Great. Thank you, James. And I think we are right on schedule, okay, for the session. So I just wanted to wrap it up with a big thank you for our guest speakers today. Okay, thank you for being here and for your time. Thank you, Jonathan from Plowman Craven.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to your audience today and for their questions. And please reach out to us if you have anything we can help you with.
Of course. And Elliot, also thank you for being here and for sharing those pictures with our audience today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been great to share, and I can't wait to see it on more projects in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, James, also for being here. All of our audience connected. Thanks a lot. And we'll catch up soon on another session.
Thanks a lot, Carmen.
Bye.
Thank you.